Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's my lecture is about the functions of cerebellum. The cerebellum can control muscle functions essential for normal motor functions. Instead, it always functions in associations with other systems of motor control. Cerebellum plays major role in timing of motor activities in rapid, smooth progression from one muscle movement to the next. It also helps to control the intensity of muscle contraction when the muscle load changes and control the necessary instantaneous interplay between the agonist and antagonist muscles group. Cerebellum continuously receives updated information about the desired sequence of muscle contraction from brain motor control area. It also receives continuous sensory information from the peripheral part of the body, giving sequential changes in the status of each part of the body. Cerebellum then compared the actual movement as depicted by the peripheral sensory feedback information with the movement intended by the motor system. If the two do not compare favorably, then instantaneous subconscious corrective signals are transmitted back into the motor system to increase or decrease the level of activations of specific muscles. Cerebellum also aids the cerebral cortex in planning the next sequential movement a fraction of a second in advance while the correct movement is still being executed and helping the person to progress smoothly from one movement to the next. The cerebellum is called silent area of brain because electrical excitation of cerebellum does not causes any conscious sensation and rarely causes any motor movement. Removal of cerebellum causes body movement to become highly abnormal. The cerebellum is especially vital during the rapid muscular activities such as running, typing, playing the piano, even talking. Loss of the cerebellum can cause almost total incoordination of these activities, even though its loss can cause paralysis no muscle. There are questions. How cerebellum is so important when it has no direct ability to cause muscle contraction? The answer is its help to sequence the motor activities, also monitor and make corrective adjustment in body's motor activities while they are being executed so that they will confirm the motor signal directed by cerebral motor cortex or any other parts of the brain. Correct the motorators. How? The degree to which cerebellum support onset and offset of muscle contraction as well as timing of contraction must be learned by cerebellum. Typically, when a person first performs a motor act, the degree of motor enhancement by cerebellum at the onset of contraction, the degree or inhibition at the end of contraction, and timing of these are almost always incorrect for precise performance of the movement. But after the act has been performed many times, the individual events become progressively more precise, sometimes requiring only a few movements, sometimes requiring hundreds of movements. So, the error control mechanism of cerebellum is what? The actual purposeful pattern of movement are performed by spinocerebellum by compare the signal from center and periphery. From center, cerebral motor cortex, afferent fiber from periphery, from distal proprioceptors of limb. From these areas, go to the intermediate zone or interposed nucleus. There, comparison between the movement and corrective output signal to cerebral motor cortex through thalamus and red nucleus. From cerebral motor cortex by the corticospinal tract go to the lateral most motor neuron of anterior horn cell which control the distal part of limb, particularly hands and fingers. And from red nucleus by the rubrospinal tract go to the lateralmost motor neuron of anterior horn cell, which also control the distal part of limb, particularly hands and fingers. This is the figure where we show that cerebral and cerebellar control of voluntary movement. Then control the equilibrium and postural movement, which almost done by vestibulocerebellum, which is originated phylogenetically at about the same time that the vestibular apparatus in inner ear are developed. During the control of equilibrium, it is presumed that information from both the body periphery and vestibular apparatus is used in a typical feedback control circuit to provide anticipatory correction of postural motor signal necessary for maintaining equilibrium even during extremely rapid motion, including rapidly changing direction of motion. Most of the vestibular nerve fiber terminated in the brain stem in vestibular nuclei, which are located approximately at the junction of medulla and pons. Equilibrium reflex pathway primarily begins in the vestibular nerve, where the nerves are excited by the vestibular apparatus. The pathway then passes to the vestibular nuclei and cerebellum. Next, the signals are sent to the reticular nuclei of brainstem as well as down to the spinal cord by the way of vestibulospinal or reticulospinal tract. Signals then transmitted upward in the brainstem from both vestibular nuclei and cerebellum by the way of medial longitudinal fasciculus causes corrective movement of eyes every time the head rotates. So, the eyes remain fixed on a specific visual object. Signal also passes upward to the cerebral cortex, terminating in a primary cortical center of equilibrium located in the parietal lobe. These signals are apprises the psyche of equilibrium status of body. At last, archicerebellum or vestibulocerebellum maintain the equilibrium by controlling balance between the agonist and antagonist muscle contraction of spine, hip and shoulder during rapid changes in body position as required by vestibular apparatus. Then we make a flowchart in which we show that any fault in equilibrium, that is maintains to fall while standing. In this situation, what happened? Stimulation of vestibular apparatus, which causes vestibulocerebellar fiber, and stimulation of vestibular nucleus to other side. From vestibulocerebellar fibers go to the cerebellum, then fastigial nucleus, then fastigio-reticular tract. From there, reticular formation and maintain the equilibrium. And another side, stimulation of vestibular nucleus, stimulation of nucleus of reticular formation of brainstem, then stimulation of extrapyramidal tract system. From there, correction of posture, regaining of balance and maintaining the equilibrium. This is the control equilibrium by cerebellum. What is the problem? One major problem in controlling the balance is the amount of time required to transmit position signal and velocity of movement signal from different part of the body to the brain. Even when the most rapidly conducting sensory pathway are used up to 120 meter per second in the spinocerebellar afferent tract, the delay for transmission from feet to brain is still 15 to 20 milliseconds. The feet of a person running rapidly can move as much as 10 inches during that time. Therefore, it is never possible for return signal from peripheral part of the body to reach the brain at the same time that the movement actually occurs. So, the loss of flocculonodular lobe and adjacent portion of vermis of cerebellum, which constitute the vestibulocerebellum, causes extreme disturbance of equilibrium and postural movement. The flocculonodular lobe of cerebellum, specially concerned with dynamic equilibrium signal from semicircular duct. Destruction of this lobe almost exactly the same clinical symptom as destruction of semicircular duct themselves. That is, severe injury to the lobe or duct causes loss of dynamic equilibrium during rapid changes in direction of motion, but does not seriously disturb equilibrium under static condition. Okay, it is believed that uvula of cerebellum play a similar important role in static equilibrium. The questions arise: what is the role of cerebellum in equilibrium that cannot provided by other neural machinery of brainstem? The questions is that the people with vestibulocerebellar dysfunction, equilibrium is far more disturbed during performance of rapid motion than during stasis, especially when this movement involves changes in direction of movement and stimulation of semicircular duct. Another question arises: how it is possible for the brain to know when to stop the movement and to perform the next sequential act when the movements are performed rapidly? The answer is, the signal from periphery tell the brain how rapidly and in which directions the body parts are moving. It is then the functions of vestibulocerebellum to calculate in advance from these rates and directions where the different parts will be during the next few milliseconds. The results of these calculations are the key to the brain's progression to the next sequential movements. Thank you for your patience hearing.